What's up, friends? So today is just going to be a really informal chat while we have this, semi-decent lighting. I'm just going to be going over AWS's keynote address at reInvent this week, announcing their version of the CloudShell, what to do if you've been recently certified and you're on your job hunt. So if that's interesting to you, like, subscribe, and come on back. Ho, ho, ho. Touch on really briefly was AWS announced this week their version of the CloudShell, and CloudShell is one of my favorite things about GCP. The things that makes the platform so user-friendly and easy to use. The CloudShell is built in right there. You can jump in and out of servers as you wish. You can do everything from the command line. So Andy Jassy, AWS's CEO, he announced that AWS has their own version of the CloudShell, one word, not to be confused with GCP's CloudShell, two words. Go in there and kind of experiment with it. It's AWS's CLI is a little bit, there's a little bit of a learning curve to it. I felt that GCP's CLI for CloudShell was pretty easy to pick up. So, as we go on, it'll be interesting to see if this helps the learning curve for picking up AWS, because the CloudShell is right there. I did go in, I did try to create an instance and SSH, and it's a little more cumbersome than what I was used to in GCP, because you do have to grant your user and all your services full CloudShell access before you can go in there and start using it. Whereas with GCP, it's just built in, everything is configured, it's safe, it's, easy to use. So we'll see going forward what people think about the CloudShell. I was excited about it when I first heard about it, but then I got in there and I was not as excited. So if you are learning AWS, try out the CloudShell and tell me what you think. Maybe I'll, give it another try and do a tutorial on it. I want to mention that the CloudShell is currently only available in the US East region, US West Oregon, Asia Pacific, and Europe. So everybody else, you just have to change your region. Well, a few people have reached out to me this week, just basically saying that I've passed my AWS exam, I'm certified, now what? So I wanted to share a few tips. The first thing you should do is clean up your LinkedIn. Go on LinkedIn, clean it up, put a nice picture on there. I have a video on this already. Just blow the dust off of your LinkedIn. The second thing is optimize it. Once you've kind of gotten a good picture on LinkedIn, kind of updated the resume portion, like your work experience portion, do some research on the jobs that you would want to interview for or apply for. Take the keywords from those job postings and put them in the LinkedIn somewhere, whether it's the header, whether it's the body, the About Me section. Try to integrate those keywords, because that attracts recruiters. Recruiters are on LinkedIn, they're looking for candidates, and they're using these keywords, they're searching for these keywords and kind of giving each, LinkedIn page a glance. So if you optimize your LinkedIn fairly well, you have a chance of a recruiter reaching out to you and scoring an interview. Once you've optimized your LinkedIn page, for the keywords of the jobs that you're looking for, my second tip to you is leverage LinkedIn the way you would social media. It is a social media platform. It's a professional one, so keep it professional. But you want to use it to showcase your skills, showcase your personality, showcase why an employer would want you to work for their company. I was doing my initial job hunt. What I was doing was I was just playing around with cloud, right? Like I was just doing a few projects. I ended up building an Alexa skill, because Alexa is a technology that's always fascinated me. So I ended up building my own skill from scratch. It was a pretty corny skill. All it was just an app. You would ask, I was studying for the AWS certification. So you would ask Alexa the question, she would tell you whether it was right or wrong, just exam practice question. My journey of what I was doing to build the app. I recorded myself using the app and I posted it on LinkedIn. Back then, Alexa was pretty new, so people were super impressed. I mean, it was so corny, but people were impressed and people were reaching out to me and asking me how I did that. So do something similar. Make a little project, record it, write about it, and make a post. I recently stumbled on this website/community, 100 Days of Cloud. It's an amazing community of new cloud learners. They're all on there supporting each other, sharing, newbie cloud ideas. So go in there, get some ideas, build something, and post it on your LinkedIn. Also want to follow Cloud Hero and icon Venti Fried Chicken. He's here on YouTube as well as TikTok. So check him out. He's doing Cloudmas, which is pretty clever, and he's just sharing project ideas that you could do as a new person, new to cloud, that you can put on your LinkedIn, add to your portfolio and your resume, and attract recruiters. The thing to keep in mind too is your project doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't even have to be working or fully functioning. I think recruiters want to see that you're not just good at memorizing things, that you can get out there, get your hands dirty, try something, and learn in the process. So don't worry about it being perfect. They want to know that you're able to do more than just memorize facts and pass a test, that you can actually build something and do something with the knowledge that you've acquired. My other tip would be to start checking out job boards. There's plenty of job boards across the internet. A lot of these job boards are serving a specific community. So just check out, if you're part of a certain community, search for job boards based on that. Some of my favorites this year have been Fairy God Boss. I love them so much. They're female driven. If you identify as a female, that's your spot. That's where you should be. I wish I had known about them during my initial job search. They're really good at just kind of listing companies and positions that are female friendly, that pay fairly, how to negotiate a salary. They're just amazing. Check them out. Honorable mention would go to diversity.com, United Latinos Job Bank. I really like, for my international friends, remote.io. I browse that from time to time. It's just jobs that are fully remote. They've been around before the pandemic. So there are jobs that are fully remote all across the globe. So if you are located outside of the United States, these jobs could potentially be for you. And for my undocumented friends, if you are a DACA recipient or a dreamer and you haven't gotten involved in tech somehow, please make that your goal for 2021. Please also check out dreamersintech.com. They're an amazing community. I love them so much. They're doing amazing work. If you know someone who's a dreamer or a DACA recipient, have them run over to that website right now. They also have a job board where they're connecting dreamers and DACA recipients to jobs that are friendly and understanding of their, immigration situation. So check them out. They're doing great work. I can't say that enough. I'm so proud and in awe of them. After you've connected with a job board community, just remember that you have to build your portfolio. So that may mean working for free for a little bit. So reaching out to your local network. There might be a little mom and pop shop on the corner that could use some help with their website or their social media. You could volunteer your services, and then boom, that's something that you could put on your resume or add to your portfolio. Everybody has a friend that's starting a website or starting a business. You could help them build their website through one of these cloud service providers, and that could be something on your resume. I've mentioned before in a bunch of other videos that I've made that there's guru.com, there's Upwork, there's Fiverr. There's lots of platforms where you can offer your services for some money, for cheap, and gain experience that way. And then again, networking on LinkedIn, just kind of going on there, looking at companies that you would potentially want to work at, following them, and seeing who pops up in that network, and then just kind of reaching out to that person. It's weird, it's awkward, it's creepy, but I think if you are in your initial rounds of interviews, just reaching out to people and say, hey, I'm new to cloud. I would really love to work for your organization. Could you connect me with a hiring manager or give me some tips? The worst that can happen is they ignore you, or they could actually be helpful. So it's worth a try. I'm not an interview expert, but when you do snag an interview, just try and be as authentic as possible, because keep in mind that when it comes to tech and cloud, you're working in a team. So what a hiring manager is looking for is someone that could be a good fit for the company culture and the team culture. So don't be afraid to kind of showcase your authentic self while keeping it professional. Like, you got to keep it professional. But if you are an empathetic person, if you're a good listener, if you're a good communicator, if you're good at kind of calming, tense situations, showcase that, because that's something that could be needed on the team. Soft skills are just as important as technical skills. If you are good at configuring networks and all of those things, that's great. But if you're a jerk, nobody will want to work with you. So if you are kind of having problems with your soft skills, that might be something to work on. Research how you could be a better communicator, how you could be a better listener, how you could be more empathetic, and try and showcase that in your next interview. The tips that I really do want to share is, so usually for these technical jobs, there's 2 interviews. There's the technical interview where they, ask you all the technical stuff, and then the behavioral interview. And there's a behavioral interview for a reason, to showcase your soft skill. One major tip I want to share is, when they ask you about yourself, they don't really care about you. They care about you in correlation to the job, the position, the team that they're hiring for. So don't start talking about your cousins and your favorite foods and your dog and your cat. Talk about you in relation to the team and what you can bring to the team. Means you have great customer service skills, let them know that. If you are good at conflict resolution, let them know that. Talk about your experience with conflict resolution. If you're good at building team morale, that's super important. That's something that you should let them know when answering that question. I guess one of my other tips is, try to establish that human connection with the person who's interviewing you. That's such a weird thing to say, but it's really helpful, is just talking to that person as if they're a human being, connecting with them, and just having an authentic conversation. And you never know what will come of that. And if it doesn't work out, if you don't get the job, it's always worth it to reach out to the person, the hiring manager, and thank them. And also ask, what could I do better? I'm new at this. I'm new to cloud. This is my first time doing interviews. What can I do better in my next interview? And then take that to heart. I'm really sensitive, so my feelings get hurt, but just try and use that constructively so that your next interview can be better. That's it, guys. Those are all my tips. That's all I had to say in regards to you're certified, now you're looking for a job. Just kind of go through those things and just know that it's a journey. It's going to take some time. You may not get your job overnight. It's, but the great thing is the market is changing. The theme for 2021 is going to be upskilling, reskilling. A lot of these companies are really making an effort to train and get people ready for cloud. So be ready, get ready. I also wanted to touch on the SolarWinds hack that happened. I'm not giggling about it, but it's just interesting to me that a hack like that happened on such a large scale. And it's showing me that we need more people in cybersecurity. So if you've been kind of on the fence, should I get into cybersecurity or not? That's your wake-up call. Like, we need more people on the front lines protecting the government from hackers. Like, that's a real thing that needs to be done. And if you're based in the United States, you're a United States citizen, more than ever, you need to start looking into these cybersecurity roles, because they can only be done by United States citizens. And for my dreamers, keep on dreaming. Next year is going to be way much better. All these companies are just opening up all the opportunities for cloud. So just keep on studying and do your best. And we're gonna make it. It's gonna be better. Better days are ahead. All right. So thanks for watching. Bye.